Wow, what a show last night. Thank you all for coming by and saying hi. Let's check to see if I'm live. It says I am live. You are live. Okay, here we go. Same shh. We're not cussing. We're not cussing. We're going to keep it family oriented. Well, we're going to try. Hello, all. Hello. All. Return. And there it is. All right. Well, we might as well start off with our new drink that is supposed to be the healthiest alcohol I could do for myself. 2 shots of vodka. 1, 2. Now, let's get that out of the way. This is mango, and I got real. Real. What do you call those things? I don't even know if I'm gonna like mango. Let me save a little bit for strawberry in case I need to mix it in there. But I got some tangerines in there. It does smell good. Holy Toledo, it smells good. Give me a second. I'll show you the projects. As you can see right in front of you, the projects went quite well. Stunningly, as I might add. And look at that. Okay? Look at. Oh my gosh. Now, if I put food coloring in here, it'll turn it blue. So like the ocean blue, you know? Or we could do Monterey area where it's just a dark brown right now. Let me taste. I do like it. I'm gonna add strawberry. Hang on. Let me add some strawberry. Let me make it super healthy. Give me 1 minute. This is very unprofessional, I get it. Okay. Now this is just bubbly water, sparkling water. So it's the healthiest thing that I can do. No more beer. Well, I did buy a beer today because I promised the market person that does the beer ordering that I would try one. So I only bought one. I'm not going to get any more beer after this. This is the tail. Look at how beautiful that is. I mean, look at how that turned out. It's still very flexible. I thought it would be hard, but it's not. So I'm going to do one more coating. But look at that. I don't know if you could see this, the glitter in there. What a fun project this was. And I was going to try to cover up the blemishes, but I do like the blemishes. It was the fight. This was the fight. And, man, this is going to be at the PCS show. I'm giving it to Justin and Dave. And then where it goes from there, those guys can figure it out. Let me just hang it up right here. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. Hold on, let me bring it down a little bit. Okay, so I will say this. If you have a dog, do not let him eat this. It's epoxied. And it has foam in it. Your dog will eat that thing. Now, that's an impressive tail. Cheers to us, huh? Absolutely stunning. It's yours, Lisa, or it's Tina's, or it's Dave's, or it's Justin's. I'm just going to deliver it, and where it goes from there, hey, how you doing? Where it goes from there, nobody will know. But look at how these things turned out. I mean, this is what I'm going to do with all the fish that I kill. When I take the tails, I'll take about 3 vertebrae off the tail, and look at that. Huh? We can even etch in here. We can even etch in the date, the poundage, or up top, right? Just put these on a shelf behind me. Look at this tuna. Now, it slipped last night, and I wanted it straight up, but this is exactly what I want to do for a coffee table, okay? Is I want to have the thresher shark's tail. I got to cut it a certain way so it goes. It'll be like a blue epoxy here, right? You got to just imagine with me that I'm going to have lights underneath it so it lights up. But it's going to be a real dark blue. The tail part will be over here, and it'll be there. And I forgot to take the dorsal fin. So you put the dorsal fin and the tail at a coffee table in your house? Woo! Now, it's not going to go in my house, trust me. The first thing my wife said, well, that sounds like a great idea. Where are you going to have that? And I already knew it's not going in the house. I wouldn't want it in my house. Because I like how she decorates our house. So, and plus, the dogs are going to eat this thing. I don't care what dog you have. They will eat this. This is... and it can't be healthy, but look at the beauty. Oh, look at the beauty. And this has only just begun, guys, because I have that thing. I have a video of me being bitch slapped by Anthony with that thing. Anthony also wanted to... Anthony's a little fucking kinky dude, because he wanted to lock me in the bag. Like, just zip me up and leave me there for 5 hours. He said it. I hear it on the video, man. What a fun trip. I think it's just... Hey, how you doing, Bob? Martin, how you doing? Lisa, is he going live tonight? Did he get that open party trip going or no? And are you out there right now? I mean, is this, like, I don't know what's happening. I texted Dave this morning. He called me. I figured out how to download the What's Up app. I don't know why we need to use What's Up, but molded. No, it's a thresher shark. It's a thresher shark. Hello, how are you? Cheers to everybody. Drinking healthy. And what I have here is a mixture. It's sparkling water and vodka. And then I added, like, when I do strawberry, I add strawberries to it. I should have chopped up some strawberries in there. That would have been cool. And then I bought some tangerine. My wife bought mango. She thought she was getting the orange cream. Okay, so 2 of these a night. Compliments to myself. Compliments to myself. And my mom helped me out today. So this is a prototype, but look at this. See I sell these on my website. Some of you have bought them. Thank you very much. But I cut one up today, because look at this. Now, don't worry about the top part. I need to clean that up. That's glue, but look at that. Huh? This is, and I like these hats because this used to have the Audi. This was, the lady that does all my ordering for my merch, gave me samples. So this was, let me show you what it had on it. Had the Audi symbol right on it, right? So I got creative this morning. Edward Scissorhands, right? Chop, chop, chop. And then I'm like, well, I have these wonderful patches on here. And I'm like, my wife's not here, so let me just cut up a hat. Now, I only have one of everything. I'm not allowed to touch any of the inventory until we sell out. We've sold out in mediums, in the hoodies only. So, sorry. I'm trying to read text on my phone as we're live in the group that I'm with. Look at Jason. Look at this. I might be coming down Thursday. I have to drop off the bling chains to my buddy Ryan. He has an event going from Sleigh Day on Friday, I believe it is. King of the Harbor. So I have to make another trip down there. Now, on this trip, I plan on doing a little diving for lobsters. And maybe I'll do some little hoop netting now that I'm a hoop netter. What? Look at that, Mommy. I know. We got to clean this up. I shouldn't have... Well, I gave it to my mom and she put it up too high. But she did exactly what I asked her to. But I'm going to put stitching around it. She gave me this fabric. Fusion. She said, wear gloves because it doesn't come off your hands. So I fabric fused it, and then I laid it on there with my dive weights, the soft weights. And man, I really like the look of this. Oh man, yeah. I'm gonna get some of these. I'll get some of these for the website. And I do like this. For me, I have to have the open back because I'm out on the water all the time, and I need to have. Thank you, Lisa. I need to have. Thank you, Jason. I need to have air flowing through. So, I might be diving Thursday night somewhere. I don't know. What's a harbor look like? I hear it's disgusting. That should be fun. And then, okay. So I'm off StreamYard. I had 5 videos to show you guys tonight. But they've been charging me $100 every month. I thought I just paid by the hours, and if I didn't use the hours, I didn't re-up. That's not how it works. So, I found out, my wife found out that we were paying for something I'm not even using. I want to use it, but then today they said I have 12 days left, but now I can't show any videos behind. I can just go direct. Why would I do that? That's the dumbest move ever. You get 16 people watching, never, and this way I get 500 plus views. So I'm okay with this. So is that a mega print LOL? No, I mean it could be. I mean I'm a Trump supporter, but yeah, look at that, bro, huh? Oh, I'm excited. This one I'm really excited about. So I'm gonna stitch it myself. I took single survival in high school to meet the ladies, and I learned how to sew. So I asked my mom, I thought she could just put it on a sewing machine and go around it. She said it's too thick, so I need one of those like leather ones, I guess. You can get them pretty cheap, the hand crank ones, and then I can do leather products, which my fish leather, right? Because this is what I want to do. Something like this, but even with that fish skin up there, the halibut skin, you just stamp it out this color, right? And then there's a brand you can buy from China. I see it on the TikToks and all those like little commercials. By the way, mugs are coming, right? Coffee mugs. I know this. This is my buddy's. But man, I took my Yeti and I turned it into that. I'm getting the Seawolf ones, but look at how impressive that is. That, and you can wash them. But I got 10 of them for $100. That's way too expensive. I got to go down on that price. I know I can find it for cheaper. I probably just have to go to my my cousin who does all my ordering for me. She's a broker. We just got caught up I got caught up in the world of whatever I'm doing. Nobody even knows. Thank you all for sharing. There's 4 shares on that last video. Bob, thank you. Lisa, thank you. I haven't looked yet if anybody else shared. I know Wesley he shares everything. So thank you. That is key to getting the word out there for me. And then that way I can go live in Alaska and you can come up and visit. And I'll tell you a secret. Well, message me. Because we don't have to play by the same rules as everybody else. That's all. I don't know why I slurp, but that is delicious. These things just are, I mean, in my day we said tits. So when something worked out, I mean I don't know if it's picking up the sparkles in it, but it is gorgeous. So if I do like somebody in our group said a sea foam. What color is sea foam? Is that blue? What's sea foam? Am I missing something? Because sea foam would be the perfect color of the name, right? Because this is outstanding. So, slurping is okay. It's like a blue-green. Oh, done deal. That's my compliments to myself. What am I burping for? Because it's bubbly water. Duh. Oh, it doesn't take a scientist for that. And I went a little bit bigger on the glass because 2 shots, and it was just too much vodka taste. I'm not a vodka person. I like this. This is refreshing. I can have this on a hot summer day. You just got to drink responsible. Oh, I'm going to slurp all the way down. Okay, maybe if you did. I was thinking the same thing, Martin. I know there's all cartilage in here. And look at you can see the cartilage, man. That is cool. I do like that it's flexible myself. But if you put it up on a wall, all I would have to do is mount it with 2 mounts like this, right? I'm thinking like above Justin's, when he's live, and then you can have this above him when you look at him instead of his nose hairs that he always talks about. But, I mean, look at the fin on this. This thing is just absolutely, and we got this thing, I put it in slow motion, jumping out of the water. I believe I can fly. That thing is just fighting for its life, and we were champions. Now, I mentioned it to, thank you, Martin. I honestly, I just can't believe how cool that is. Oh, I can't see that. Well, everybody's texting in the group. Okay, focus. Let's stay focused. Let's say where we're at. Look at these, Lisa. These are coming down to you. You can do whatever you want. The next one I get, we will have, this was only 4 pieces of fish, right? So, can you imagine if we took the whole spine out? Or cartilage or whatever. I think it's cartilage, Dave said. Because I said, I'm like a little kid out there. You know how they say kids first? Well, think of me as a kid. I'm 54. I've never been fishing. My dad couldn't take me fishing because I was a fucking maniac. I can't shut up. Most dads want their kids to be involved. I think me and my dad would have a good relationship if he's live now. But back then, Jesus, when he got a break from me, he had to take a break. His job was working, coming home. I'd get my daily spanking because whatever I did. My mom tried spanking me, and I would laugh at her, and then that was a mistake. I learned real quick to pretend like it hurt when mom spanked you, because dad comes, and if you kids don't know what the belt coming out of every belt loop sounds like, and then your dad telling you to move your hands, move your hands, because it hurts even worse, because he's going to spank you until you move your hands, so no reason to get an extra whipping. Now, why did I get whipped? Oh, God knows. I was just a maniac as a child, having fun, just enjoying life. Good times. Huh. I was listening to Dave's show today, your saltwater guide, and he had a real artist on there. That's fish art. This is art to me. This is kinky, fantastic art. But that guy, wow. Now, he did mention there's people out there that make videos of killing a lot, and it's bad for, and I've heard that before. Even my good friends said, hey, Brent, they would tell me, they'd say, they're just using this to do more closures and to take things away from people. And I'm bragging about 900 pounds. And I'm still going to brag about it. And I'm still going to do it. It's my God-given right. I only can have 2 a day over here of halibut. I can have 5 out at the islands. I can do a dive. I've shown you videos, if you've watched, where I get 5 in one dive. That's how good I am. Now, what the guy said on Dave's show today is it's an art form. Because for me, I have a very hard time learning. I didn't do school. I didn't care. Dyslexia, ADHD, whatever you want to put on there, label it, I had. I wasn't a tard, is what we called them. I think they're called handicapped kids now. I don't know. I don't want to offend anybody. I don't think you're allowed to say midget either. So small people. I'm learning. Listen, you guys worry about that stuff. Let me worry about just having fun and bringing you guys some great entertainment. And that's what I want to do for you guys. All I ask is you share it out. If you want to, you can gander over to my website, seawolf13.net, and buy some merch. Other than that, kick rocks. Mom, if you're watching, my wife has lectured me. I'm not giving away anything for free, but my mommy has made this come true. She made these earrings come true. It's like slave labor. And she's really having a hard time with the Trump thing, I think. I don't know. We try not to talk politics. It's not a good idea. It's fun when you're right, though. I mean, all this money that he's uncovering, I don't care what side you're on. Jesus Christ. They're saying I might get $5,000 back. If that's true, holy Toledo. Sign me up. I voted the right way. I do know the California emissions has fallen apart. So we are not going to have smog, special blends, our $7 gas. And Trump played hardball. He's like, you want all that money for the people's houses burned up? Let's go. Get rid of all your bullshit. Gavin Newsom's our new bitch. Now, I won't talk that way next time I'm in Sacramento. I'll be with my best manners. I will see if I can have my filter go with me. That's my wife. Because I'm going to need somebody to bail me out. If I don't understand the rules. Like, if I stare at you like this, does that mean I'm creating an unsafe space for you that wants to be my friend but doesn't want to be my friend? Hear me out. Hallie Hammer, use the antler. Where is that thing? It's not even mine. I built that for my buddy. That he can do that. I'm going to tell him to do that. The problem is it doesn't have any flaps on it, and when you pierce a halibut, they are I don't care even if they're 22 inches, the smallest you can have. I had it ready to go tonight. They said I had StreamYard for 12 more days, and because you already paid for the month. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to burn through these videos that I've been talking about. And I was excited. I'm sitting there, and then at 5:15, I'm like hitting the button. I'm like, why can't I put any of my videos up? And well, that's why. So StreamYard goes suck balls. I'll be back when I'm famous. It'll be a lot on different terms, and I probably won't use StreamYard. I want to use a platform where I can play my videos in the background. So when I go diving for the day, or if I go down on a trip like I just went, man, if you could just see, it's 9 minutes of just this thresher shark just on my phone. It's me sounding like a little kid. Well, why do you do that? Everybody else knew how to fish. They had dads and moms that took them. I do remember my dad taking me to lakes because he was a highway patrol, and it was out, and there was bass fishing for bluegill and stuff like that, and nobody was on the lake, but then he would get mad. Like, it was just a terrible time for him, and I understand now that I'm looking back on it. What am I drinking? Well, John, I got myself the healthiest thing I can drink. I was going to give up drinking for my high blood pressure, and lo and behold, bubbly water, vodka, and then throw some fruit in there. I can't have the dirty martinis, too high in salt. Salt is what's getting me, but we figured it out, me and my wife. Look at this.
Why do you have that big glass?
Because I wanted fun. And I have both these in there. I don't like just the mango, but I do like the mixture. Could you just chop me up a couple strawberries, little pieces, so I can put in there? It'll add some great color. So, did you want to try an orange?
I almost ate it.
It's delicious. Is there any in there?
There's one.
Try it, love. What do they do? Those aren't even in season, so how are they doing that? It's like the grapes.
Hold on.
I think the government's involved in giving me COVID shots with these fruits that I like. Do you think?
I don't know.
I mean, we're trying to be healthy, and we don't even know. How can a grape, do we have any of those? Oh, okay. No, she said no, but I'll show you a grape. If you've seen these grapes that they sell, it's not even grape season. And the greatest, it's like a grape on steroids. These, I don't know. I'm not going to go down any conspiracy routes or anything like that. I'm enjoying healthy food, but is it healthy? I mean, nobody's talking. Oh, this is delicious. So I'm gonna add some strawberries to it, and then we'll just add a little bit more, like that. And this will be my drink tonight. The glass is bigger, sure. I did go a little big on there, but I'm fixing to Jack Daniel shots. Okay, hey, I'm sorry. Is hang on, what did Bob say? Believe was spare the rod and spoil the children. Yeah, yes. Tough times fathers wanted their sons to be tough. Well, thank God, because my son is a little bitch. Thank you, love. I went the opposite way with my son, because my dad was fucking so tough on me. But I think my dad knew the future. Now, he died when I was 24. And he had a lot of work. I was a sensitive, loving kid. Just everything was great in the world. I had a mom and dad that protected me from everybody, even though I couldn't talk. You didn't want to call his son a tard. I saw that guy. I saw that guy when I was, I think, 5. Now, my brother was still alive, so it was even. My brother died when I was 5. He was 6. So, I think I was like 3 or 4. Mom, if you're watching, do you remember? I drive my big wheel down the street, and there's a young teenage kid, just driving fast, and my dad already warned him. And my dad fucking got in front of his car after he almost hit me, and pulled him out and choked him out. Told my mom to call. It wasn't 911 back then. It was a dispatcher, and said officer needs assistance. He was off duty. He fucked that kid up right in front of me. I was like, damn, that's who I want to be. Now that's a drink. Cheers. Yeah, now it's a drink. Now it's a party. This is a summer drink. This is sometime when you're over at the islands for the day, or maybe a sleepover with your husband, and you guys go diving or fishing or whatever you're doing. Boom. This is a day drink. Not too much. I mean, let's listen. But get it, John. Yeah. Cheers, John. I'm not doing shots with you. I used to gargle Jack. John. Man, you should have known me in those days. I was a great Jack person. Oh, man. I'd take a shot, I'd gargle it, and then I'd swallow it, and everybody's like, oh, man. Memories. Well, that's what you get. Now, I can live with this. This is a beautiful drink. It's cheap, right? It's not all expensive. It's like a White Claw, I believe, for the sophisticated ones. Now, me and my wife finished watching that documentary of the YouTubers that were in a van, and then she went missing, and then his parents wouldn't answer, and it's a true story, right? And all she wanted to do was be famous. And she had 500 views, the most she ever had when she was doing her videos. After she went missing, she got 50 million views. That was a sad story. Cute little girl. Met the wrong dude. And then he killed himself in the woods, but his parents, I watched the end of it. Once they targeted a search area, and then they said, okay, the public can go help look. They followed the parents there, and within an hour they found where he was. They already knew. And then the letter that his mom was supposed to burn, or she told him to burn it, or somebody was supposed to burn a letter, said, you're my son, I'll protect you no matter what. Hats off to the mom. But then you know your son's going out there to kill himself. I mean, I can't even fathom that, right? I got 2 kids that don't talk to me for fucking weird reasons. That's next level, and that's real. That was a very interesting time last night. Me and my wife finished up this series. So I can't remember the name, But anyway, what's the documentary? God, my wife will know. I don't have my phone to text her. If she comes back out here, and we'll ask. But it's like a 3-part series or something like that, and it just shows because they got pulled over. Here's what happened: is they got pulled over. They were from Florida, I think, and then they came out to Utah, and they just were gonna live young in a van and just travel and have fun. Gabby, yeah, that's it. Thank you. Yeah, that's it. And they get pulled over, and I just know from my past, if a woman hits you and you don't do anything, you're going to jail. The male goes to jail. They just do. Then maybe not anymore. I don't know. That's just how it's always been. You got to separate people that've been in fight because, and the worst. It used to be the worst call for police is domestic dispute. Because you go over there to help somebody, then you arrest the person that's beating on the other person, then that person is mad that you're actually arresting them. It's just crazy. It's crazy. But they have it on video, and I remember watching this, I think it was like 6 years ago, 5 years ago, and it's like, man. And then the news came on and said, wow, they're white, so everybody's going to look for them. If that was a black person, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, Jesus. They made it about race back then. And it might be true. I don't know. I don't know. Everybody should be looked for if they're missing. That's what I know. Everybody that's a dad that has to go through that. I know both parents were separated and they had them talking about the mom talking to her daughter the day that she was died, and she said she wanted to do this journey by herself without her boyfriend anymore. She figured she was dreaming. She's a dreamer. And she attacked him first. That's what everybody said in the video with the cops live when they were there. And then my wife didn't understand this, and I didn't understand it either, is they took him to a hotel, and it was all paid for by the state for domestic dispute people, like women that get beat, right? But I was like, oh, that's cool. I mean, they weren't. She got to stay in the van for the night. They ended up hooking up that night and driving away, or maybe they all both stayed in the free room that Utah provided them. I don't know. It was all fascinating. And as a father, I remember this weekend, a guy that I was on the boat with on Sunday, Darren, we had a great time, and he said he was I just saw a post to like the group or maybe the text or maybe on his Facebook, I can't remember where, but he said, hey, I'm up in Oregon visiting colleges with my daughter. And I'm like, man, I remember that. I had that same thing with my daughter. And then he goes, man, I wish I would have brought my fishing pole and da-da-da. I said, dude, I got bros up there. I got bros that you don't have to, listen, I got bros, if you want to do steelhead fishing, we can do that, or you can do that when you're up visiting your daughter, right? And then on your way back, you stop. All mine are the Umpqua. All my guides are from the Umpqua, and well, they're all over southern. I don't know where Salem is. Is that southern? I don't know. But what a beautiful time in life. Your kids get to go out. You're kind of worried for them, but you know it's sink or swim. The first year of college, yes, a lot of partying. You got to focus on your grades if you're going to be doing that. That's what I love about social media for me is, and I always say hashtag great parenting or hashtag great grandparenting. Bob, the fucking almost, I didn't cry, but man, I looked at that and said, wow. Because being a grandpa has got to be so much better than dealing with all the bullshit when they come home and I was a single dad. I had my fiance at the time, girlfriend, now wife. She helped, but you got to be tough with your kids, and if you only see them every Wednesday and every other weekend, right? There's different rules. For me, it's just fun. I mean, Jesus, they're just having fun, and then I get yelled at, but I didn't get yelled at. She wouldn't talk to me, and I wouldn't talk to her. I called her a cunt. So, actually, my wife took over the co-parenting, and it worked well until my ex was unreasonable, and then she would say, "You deal with her," and I would get on the phone, and I don't care about her man or anybody. I'm like, "Fuck you, fuck this, fuck this," and then she would just beg and plead to go back to co-parenting with my wife. I think that happened like 4 fucking times. And then I see, because my demographic's young men, right? And I see them having their first kids and everything's great, and I hope it stays great. I hope everybody has a blessed life. I do. Be a man for your kids and be a woman for your kids. Put the kids first. Do not put them in the middle. Do not use them. That's to anybody and everybody out there. Take them fishing. Take them diving. Dave is absolutely right on that. Kids first. And I was listening to a show, and he says there's a lot of people that could ruin it for a kid on their first experience. And I was ruined. My dad couldn't put up with my bullshit. Let alone me trying to fucking tie a hook. I still don't know how to tie it. I don't mind working with the baits. I don't mind doing it. I'm like a little kid on the boat. So when I got to experience that on Sunday, I know I come across of knowing everything that I know. I do know underwater. I do know where the big ones are. I do know how to get them out of their holes even when the average diver can't. Do I risk my life? I don't think I do, but other people, I promised my wife I'd never dig my way into a hole. There's one video where I'm just digging sand out, and I take my BCD off, I throw it through, and then I go through, hold my breath, go through, and then I go into a cave, which is, now you're in lobster mart, you're just looking around. I want that one, I want that one, I want that one, I want that one. So I remember my wife saw that, and you can hear the sand moving and me grunting underwater. And she started crying. I'm like, "Why are you crying?" She goes, "Listen, I love you. I don't want you doing that." And then I'm like, "Oh, okay. Makes sense. I mean, Jesus. Anything could go wrong. Anything could go wrong. I have the attitude where I can't die, but everybody dies. Jesus, and then you hear about people jumping off the boat, and I mean, 2 years ago, they had a GoFundMe for a guy that I didn't know. He was on a different dive boat than I was, but he's a new diver, jumped off the boat, the front of the boat, which don't jump off the front of the boat. Lobsters at the opener, they're up against shore, unless it's a terrible storm or the period is going to throw you. Anything past 20 feet, you're risking your life, especially with 50 pounds of gear on. You cannot stop Mother Nature under there. They will throw you up, and you cannot stop. Wearing a helmet's not going to help you if you get impaled by something. So this dude jumps off the front of the boat. He didn't check his air. The boat people are not responsible. Nobody's responsible for you scuba diving after you get certified, except for you. They ask you to follow the rules, so try following the rules. You want to be neutrally buoyant? Be neutrally buoyant. Lobsters aren't neutrally buoyant. The dude jumped off the boat, a young guy too. And he got to the bottom, 90 feet. And he had like 300 PSI. Well, that's plenty of... Listen, you could rip off all your gear and come up and do this blow out so you don't blow your organs up. And then if you do get the pins, Jesus, they'll fly you over to, well, they got it at Catalina. They got a chamber at Catalina. My buddy's been in that one. But then I make a video where I jump off a boat. I hit 60 feet. I had 200 PSI because I drank the night before and I didn't put the tag on my tank. Then I just came up. And my buddies just filled me up right there. They just said, hey, here's the whip. They took off my first stage and I didn't even take off my thing. They filled me up and I went off diving. Some people get tangled up in kelp. And the more you panic in kelp, it wraps you up. But Jesus, if you just calm down, it's kelp. Now, you cannot pull kelp, or you can if you're strong. You snap it. Or take out your rag and bite it. Pulling it, it's like a slinky. Hang on, let me see what people are saying. Sorry about that. I finished the fox. Very strange. Brent, I've been waiting to know how you kill a lobster. When you pull the tails up, they are still alive. So how I do it is I got to travel. So when I come home, I normally have, I've been on in the past, even with Justin's 4 that I came home with, the best way to transport them, they'll live out of water for up to 2 weeks, believe it or not. I've never done that, but I have buddies that put them in a bathtub. They're gonna, oh, Justin's here. Cheers, brother. Are you going live tonight? Is Justin going live tonight? Or did I? Okay, I don't care. Let me just do my show. If you're going live, just let me know and I'll get off. Oh, I only got another, I don't know. No, I'm not. Okay, cool. I'll rock this live thing. All right. So, what I do is I get a gunny sack. And I don't know, at all the fishing landings that I've seen, they give you gunny sacks when you catch your fish. You soak it in salt water, not fresh water. If you want, if you put ice down, put a cardboard on top of it, or a wet towel, or a gunny sack on top of the ice. You don't want it. It'll kill the lobsters. It doesn't matter. They'll stay fine. But if you have 21, you got to process the next day after being on a 3-day trip. And I'm my age, Jesus Christ. And I don't do. I won't say that. That'll throw my algorithm way down. So all these new products, because of people that I'm meeting and I'm being exposed to from your saltwater guide and just their family. I am like a little kid because my dad couldn't put up with me and nobody ever taught me. Now I hang out with the guys that are the best. I got the lobster guys I hang out with are the best because that's how I learn, right? Why go out with your buddy that follows boats? I'm going to go with the guy that doesn't follow boats but comes back to the harbor every time with full boat of product. So keep it clean. I know, it's hard. Me, Chris. I wish they could have shown what... I got 9 minutes of it, but of the thresher shark, just of the thresher shark. And I wish I could put that on my page, but listen, it shows too much. It does. And if you guys want to experience this, I don't know what he does. Well, I do know what he does after lobster season. I watched him. He goes live over Catalina. He goes for tuna. My buddies paid $15,000 to $18,000 to go down to some place that they drop them off in Cabo and they fly back. And you got to go into these Mexican islands. Listen, I don't pay attention. Sorry, guys. I know you all know where it's at. But Yeah, 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 Justin. Justin, I didn't think I could relate to Dave, right? Um, because he was so holier than now, and he still is. I'm not saying anything, but he's a captain, and every captain I've known, and I got some really good captains. They've all been dive boat captains, but they're all the same. You don't fuck with a captain. You do something wrong, the captain's going to yell at you. He needs to make a statement that you can't keep doing things wrong. So when they said move, 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 I move, move, move. Okay. Half the time I'm trying to film and. What's going on, Trent? What's going on, buddy? Hey, great job. Hey, where did you get that? Was that a sheep or a goat? I apologize, Trent. It's beautiful with the horns. Where did we go with that? Where did we get that? Justin. This is my friend Trent. Justin. Justin hunts with his son. He goes and gets elk. Trent is a trophy hunter. He goes all around the world. He went to Chechikistan, right next to Afghanistan, when like a week after our military lost 16 people. Desert bighorn ram in Mexico. Beautiful. So are we shipping that back, or did you just do the European skull? Are we eating it? Like, what are we doing? Anyway, I got to catch up with you, young man. Thank you for the purchase of and the thing of my product. Yeah, I'm just dreaming right now because I get to meet people like this, and it's because how me and Trent met. I have it on a video. It was on a trip, a lobster opener on my buddy's boat, and the coolest thing about this is Trent knows how to hunt. And if you know how to hunt and you get into diving and you want to hunt and you want product, you got to meet a guy like me. Because that's all I know. I don't know this land stuff. I don't even have a hunting license. And it's magical when somebody would come up to me and say, "You're the best." I wasn't Seawolf yet. "You're the best on the boat. Can you go with me on a night dive?" Now I've been trained. If you do a night dive, that means you're a bitch because you didn't. Sorry. That means you didn't do it in the daytime. My dad told me get it done as fast as you can. All right. So I was trained by the best. I was trained by guys that said no bullshit here. And so he asked me to go on a night dive, and I'm like, night dives for losers. I couldn't get them in the daytime. In nighttime, I'm supposed to be having a cocktail laughing at all you night divers. I say, you got it, buddy. I did tell him night dives for losers, but I'll do it with you. And we went on a magical dive. Trick grabbed, not his first lobster, but he grabbed his first big lobster. I showed it to him. He almost lost it. It hit me. I pushed it back, I believe. I'm just playing it out. I have it on video. I gotta look in my little archives. But I also put music behind it, just like death music. Just mayhem underwater. And then after that experience underwater with my buddy Trent, we became BFFs. And I remember we were going on, you're not supposed to call them cattle boats, but that's what we call them, even if you're fishing or diving. Because you got to think, it's 30 people. They all jump in. They all want the same thing, lobsters. There's 10 of us that really know what we're doing. The other 20 just are dreaming and hoping they get a lobster or see one. And anyway, we started having conversations, and I would pass these boats that were just beautiful, right? They didn't have to be a yacht. Just, can you imagine just going over there with your spouse, or if they both dive, and you got a little nice little like apartment. It's almost like my camper on the water. It doesn't have to be a big boat. You can barbecue at night, right? I'd look at them and say, look at those lucky motherfuckers. Can you imagine me? Hang on, let me. How do you shake the big bugs out when you grab them by the knuckles? Deep holes. I cheat. I use tanks. Are you? Sorry, Death. Are you a free diver? Because I use tanks. So I get it that if you do see a big one and you're free diving, break off their legs. Their legs will pop off like little. Bring it up. Once that's what they lock down with, is their legs and that tail. But if they don't have legs, they can't lock down. So yeah, that's what I would say to a free diver. For me, I have the luxury of air. So I'm cheating. I'm a cheater. Cheers. And then once you bring it up, if you are, yeah. We got those long arms, man. So you break off their legs, and then what I would recommend, bring them up, and then do your breath hold and do your breathing, and then do your dive again, and then go down and grab all the legs. Make sure you get all the legs, so then you can trophy them up. Like, all the cameras aren't up there, but they're all around me right now. This is a thresher shark. Oh, I love this thing. Justin, this is yours for you guys, and then wherever it goes after the show, I don't care, but it's flexible. I'm going to put one more coat on it. There is no smell, but dogs will eat this. Please keep it up high. I would like to see this on your live stream instead of looking at your nose hairs. Can you, oh wow. Can you imagine this? This up on your beam, just waving in the wind. There's no smell. And that's only one coat. Okay. I'll keep looking at questions, but if I'm not answering your questions, I probably, what did John say? Brent, pull and didn't answer my question. John, put up your question again. Let me look back. I can't go back. Otherwise, I'm going to lose train of thought. John, ask your question again. Sorry. You got ADHD going in full force here, because I'm trying to talk about how I met people, and Trent popped on, and Trent's one of my good friends, and he just got back, and all I ask is if you guys are into hunting. Trent's a different kind of hunter in my brain. And that is a beautiful, beautiful thing you got down that longhorn. Okay, let's see. It's not about the horsepower. Here's the problem: did you freeze it first? You have to freeze them first. Otherwise, that skin right there, the leather, the lobster leather, will stick to the shell. And all my buddies have done it. Even Trent did it, and I went to his house, and he's smart. And he's got a nice little prep room. And I went up there and I showed him after he tried over and over again, and now he has it. So it's very important you freeze them. And I do it for 24 hours, or I just put them in the freezer. They have to be whole in California if they're watching you, and they do watch me. I'm not a conspiracy person. The leg has to be straight, and you gotta Yeah. You're absolutely right. It is a technique. I've done it for 20 years, so I just make it look so easy. It isn't. Um, I think Trent wasn't. First, I didn't tell Trent to freeze him, and then he goes, "What are you doing?" Because it's just blowing apart. So it will shoot out if you do it right. It'll shoot out perfectly. Um, so just keep trying. I don't care. I don't care how small they are. There's so much meat in the legs and head that people just throw away. I even saw our buddy today, Calico Chris, put out a thing and he tailed them, and then the lobsters were in the trash. I'm like, hey, there's meat in there. Plus, I can taxidermy that shit. Plus the mouths. I mean, God. But not everybody has my kind of time or my kind of energy either. I mean, Jesus, they got kids and they got bills to pay, and I just am fortunate enough that I'm just fortunate enough to have this life, man. This is a good life for me, and I'm excited of where it's going to go. You don't have to learn from me. You can learn from Trent. You can learn from anybody in here. Here, hang on, Trent. I don't know why you don't have. Don't worry, Trent. It's nothing big. You're blue. If anybody comes in the future and just starts being weird, anybody with blue gets to kick them out. Now, if you go out of line, Trent, Mother Lisa, she's the top dog. She's the one that can kick you out. So be nice to everybody. Trent's going to be nice to everybody. I love Trent. As a matter of fact, this is who I'm talking about right here. This is his picture. He's the one that gets the, whoever was talking about the Halley hammer with the antler. They're way too powerful to stab with the antler. Trent might be able to do it because he had to hold my fish up for me. And if you're looking at this, that frame right there is the skin of that fish. Top side, bottom side in Alaska. So, cheers. I'm older. He's got youth. I'm like, hey, we got to do a picture. You need to hold my fish up. That's not what happened, but it's fun in my brain. Cheers, brother. Let me keep going with the how I got on the yacht. So I would look at these boats as we passed them and said, wow, can you imagine if I just had my own boat and I came over here, got a multi-day pass, and yeah, there's a lot of danger if you go by yourself. I get it. I have an air compressor for compliments the bird. And yes, Death. They are. I don't care. Like me, I ran my mouth, and there was a guy. There was a guy that said, "Hey, listen. You don't know what you're talking about when you just say you can just go up there and do this." And all my friends jumped on him like, "Fuck, we're just used to people that hate." And he came back as a real man. I don't know who he is, but he came back and said, hey, I no disrespect, but these things will kill you up here. And then I was diving up there. We're 8 hours in the bush. And I shot one. And instead of letting it go and letting the float line and taking the pressure off, I held on to it with my gun. Just like, hey, this is great, yeah. And that thing was... I'm going to guesstimate it was about 65 pounds, but they're a different breed. It's not like a California one. They're like on steroids up there. The power of one here is incredible. The power up there, it's a whole different ball game up there. I'll get back to how I met Trent, or how I got on a boat, but and so I went back. I went back to the guy that said, and I said, well, I'm sorry all my friends are yelling at you, but why do you think it's dangerous? And he explained it to me, right, in a private message. And I'm like, man, you're absolutely right. I shouldn't run my mouth. I shouldn't say how easy this is. It's easy for me because I think I can do anything and everything. So my dad taught me. And everybody's been saying, oh, you're the special kid. Just paint in the lines. Follow exactly how we're going to tell you to live life. I've never done that. And then when somebody tries to control me, that's an end of a relationship for me with people. Anybody that would try to tell me I can't make it in this world is a terrible person. I would never tell anybody they couldn't make it. You follow your dreams, you're going to do it. So I know I'm going to follow the streams of social media. I might have to go get another job here or there, or just build my other business back up, beating up homeless people. Here in California, I mean, Jesus, we're going to have to kick them out now. Things are changing. Or I just go on this stream, this kick, right? Or all I ask is you guys share my videos out if you like it. Follow me, subscribe, share me to your friends. Make a comment. I had 3 people share my video today, and thank you all on your page. I get to meet your people. Now, I am not for everybody. I am not. I don't have a filter. I wish I did, but that boat has passed, and I will not cuss as much. But like I said, I have ADHD, so I jump all around. And I got to see the real Dave. I'm not going to call out any bullshit. He's the true dude that I thought he was. And he's making life better for him and his wife and everybody out there. And when I say he created this family, he created the people that didn't give a fuck about COVID. Sorry, I'm not supposed to cuss. We look at people with, listen, if you're wearing a mask, God bless you. It's not even flu season. And you're in your car by yourself. But maybe you're sick, so you don't want to pollute the rest of the world. That's the way I think of it. And for all the people that are scared right now about the new world, be scared. We got you. We're not what they paint. There are assholes out there on every level. The majority of us will risk our life to make sure you can live your life. Now, I'm not a vet. I would never claim it. I couldn't go in the military. I tried out of high school. I wanted to be a Marine. And I couldn't walk on my heels. I can't today. Everybody's now walking around their house saying, what's wrong with this? And they can walk. I don't know. Nothing was happening in the world in 1989 when I graduated, so I had to write a letter to some colonel, and he didn't want me. So, everything happens for a reason. And I'm friends with anybody and everybody. I just am. I don't care who you are. I don't care what my kids say, that I'm a narcissist, blah, blah, blah. I went over to my mom's today, and she made my hat for me. I'm very respectful what I say around her now because I know she doesn't like the world how it is, but she's also seen the world fix itself. So it's kind of bizarre. It's like bizarre world, I would imagine, for people. Because they believe they drank that fucking juice of whatever the fuck it was that they were shoving down our goddamn throats. And they got all of us. They got everybody in a different way. If you have a gay in your family, and everybody probably does, I do. Fuck with them, I'll fucking knock you silly. They don't even like me. Cheers to me. But when they're at Christmas parties and stuff, they're very friendly and nice. Funerals, nice. And the world just needs to, people need to stop listening to the government. And this is what we did. 90% of us did this. This is why Trump won. We looked at each other and said, no more of this bullshit. I don't need to be lectured at some meeting for game wardens council about history months, Black History Month. I got blacks in my family from East Oakland. Go fuck yourself, lady. What do you got? That's what I wanted to say. That's why I'm glad I wasn't there. And then she started talking about the indigenous people, right? I'm like, hey, white lady, where's the indigenous people? Shouldn't they represent themselves? What the fuck do you know, you little Starbucks, purple glasses, REI jacket, puffed up lady with a scarf around your neck that couldn't even show up on time? You really want to be my friend? That's the first thing I'm going to ask. I get 1 minute each time for each subject. I'm signing up for every one of them. Maybe they'll let me just talk and ask questions, and then I'll be done. Or I get to run my mouth for 1 minute on every subject. I'll stay on topic. You want to talk about salmon? Get rid of the fucking seals. Sea lions. Sorry, Justin. Sea lions. Get rid of the sea lions, and guess what? Our seal population will explode again. Fathers and sons, mothers and daughters, daughters and fathers. It doesn't matter. Everybody gets to go out and have a good time. A seal's so cute. Yeah, go to SeaWorld. You want to see a cute seal that spins a ball. Seals are cute. It's the sea lions that fuck with me underwater. Now I gotta go back over here. John, I'm sorry. I asked you to ask the question again, and then I went crazy here. John, the glass of booze. Okay, John. Can nobody ask a question? I just want to know what John said. Seawolf wasn't paying attention to him. John's my new good friend. Compliments to me, making oh God. This is the favorite part of the drink. I need I think I can stab it. This is gonna be delicious. I need like chopsticks. Ooh, it's cold. Ooh, brain freeze. Ooh, no, instant. Anyway, don't worry about it. I'll see you at the PCS. You will. I'm excited about that. I have a fun weekend coming up. I believe I'm going on the Peace Boat on the Lobster. It's not the closer, but it's just a nice trip. We'll see if the wardens come on the boat like they did last year twice. If they do, cool. They're doing their job. And hopefully they'll let me take selfies with them. I am sponsored by the Peace Boat, so I do get internet, so I should be able to go live, but it's, you're out at the islands. I don't know how good the service is, so if I can go live, I'll go live. If I can't, then you'll just have to see the videos and come to my lives. I work Monday through Monday, 7 days a week. I'm starting a business. There's no time for sleep. Yeah, I took a nap today from 2:30 to 3:30, but then I got up, started preparing, and then found out that StreamYard fucked me. I've been paying $100 a month and not even using it because I'm not that popular yet. I want to be that popular so I can show Death exactly what I'm talking about. Was there ever a finding on the conception? Yes. I was on the conception a week and a half prior to it burning. I knew all the staff. They're good friends of mine. Or crew. The FBI concluded that it was a cigarette in the back trash can. Now, they were the nice divers. They just took pictures. It was a picture trip. So it was the 2 weeks leading up to the lobster opener. It's all photographer. It's a Labor Day trip. Is it Labor Day or what's the Memorial Day? I think it's Labor Day. It's whatever is on my leg. Hang on. Right there. That's the conception. You guys can't see. Fuck it. Truly tragic. It was the perfect storm because I've been on those boats for 20 years and I'm not even going to go down that. So the FBI finished up. They called me. I have video, or I have a recording, because the year prior, the guy that is my mentor, the one that took me under his wing, he's just the individual that is so focused in life that he gets up at 4:30 no matter what, alarm clock or not. And he got up and he was sitting there, and this was on the bigger boat, the Vision. And those boats were built, and you got to understand, those boats were built not to have all this technology. See, for me, I go to bed, I plug in my GoPro battery, I plug in my flashlight batteries, I plug in my computer, right? Because I'm editing out there. If you got a scooter, a DPV, you're plugging those in. I don't even know if I want to go here because this will really fuck up my algorithm, but I don't care. So here's the goddamn truth. I have video of it because I was on that boat with my daughter before I was a narcissist, and we were on a summer trip. And I'm flying my drone around, and what the captain did is the back two tables when you went in, he made these great little platforms. This isn't conspiracy. This is only what I know, and I don't know if it's true. I do not believe a cigarette started that at all. With the lithium fires, with this happening a year before on the Vision. As a matter of fact, the FBI was ripping out the bookcase that it happened on, the event that I'm talking, because it was a fill-in captain, and he emailed the owner, and the owner, I don't know what happened. It was all bullshit. But they took apart that. They just painted over. The bookcase that caught fire. And because my buddy was sitting there, and I got up in the morning, and the plug that has 15, what are these plugs? You know, that you plug in and you can put 15 things in. It's just all melted with everything in it. And when I got up and I looked at that, and just like, hey, I stopped the fire. I'm like, I said, huh? Get the fuck out of here. And then a year later, here's my synopsis. For some reason, lithium batteries bring down your algorithm. The government doesn't want to talk about them. Moss Landing just burnt down. I don't know why they put a lithium plant like 20 feet from the water of a salt water. It burned for 3 days. They couldn't even put it out. People are getting headaches now. We don't know what's in our water. They say the metal was high, and then all of a sudden, every other California thing, Trump's not helping us, or maybe he is. I don't know. I don't know if I'm allowed to eat my fish here, the 900 pounds that I get of halibut. I don't know what's up with this lithium shit. I'm not a biologist. I don't know any of this shit. I do know. Where is it? This is what a tank card. and 34 people lost their fucking life. Good people. And they were all photographers. So you think about these batteries. And I'm talking $10,000. Everybody has a $10,000 camera with all these lights on them and fucking the perfect thing. And you put some fucking air in there, and then you put some baby powder. I don't know. It's a whole art form for them. Just like for me, scuba diving and killing things is an art form. And ooh, yeah. So. You know what? You're absolutely right. I am going to refill that, but I have to try this beer. It's my last beer. I'm going to try it. Thank you, John. Because that was getting deep. I'm going to finish this story, though. I will stay on track because you were asking. They said it's a goddamn cigarette. I've even has a picture. It's on a base down there of the conception where they took it. It's just sitting there. And somebody that had access to the base sent me the picture and said, "Can you believe they're just sitting there?" And I'm like, "Fuck." All right, hang on. This is the same company that makes the Pliny, but it's called Mine Circus Hazy IPA. Goddamn delicious. God, I haven't had an IPA in 8 days or 7 days or whenever I started this. Okay, back to the story. So, we looked at Captain Jerry on our trip, and he put these flat tables down with felt with straps on them. I'm like, Jerry, come on, we're all diving. We're out there for halibut and stuff like that. It takes up too much room. He goes, okay. He took all the tables, he dismantled them, and where they put the kayaks up on top of that back thing where you're not supposed to hang anything, you can see it in my video. They're flipped upside down and they're flat. He put the felt down so the salt water wouldn't get on them. Martin, you're a funny fucking guy. And I remember my friend Star was the first one to call me. Star was the first one to call me, making sure I wasn't on there, because I'm on these boats all the time, right? Everybody thinks I'm a crew member because I'm all tatted up and, can you fill my tank? I'm like, get the fuck out of here. You fill your own tank, you asshole. Why does he get a double bunk? I paid for a double bunk, asshole. One guy even threw, I know I'm going down a weird rabbit hole, but one guy he got on a trip and he didn't know who I was and thought I was a crew member, and he didn't pay until the last, one of those guys, and then he was mad that he didn't get a double bunk, and I had a double bunk. And I was brand new on my buddy's boat. Now we're really good friends. Not the guy that I did this to. He took all my shit off my bunk. So you're a crew member, you don't get a double bunk. I fucking lit that guy up like nobody's ever lit him up before, and he was a loudmouth motherfucker that thought he could get away with shit. That was the end of that fucking conversation. I told the trip dude, I'm like, I don't give a fuck about this guy. I lit him up like a motherfucker. I took all of his dive gear and threw it off the deck. Not into the water, just on the deck. Fuck you. You want to go? I'm not going to jail unless they come get me. And they ain't coming out here. Or maybe they will. Maybe the Coast Guard does. I don't know. I'll fist fight you right here. You're going to be a dickhead like this. Throwing my shit on the ground? I demanded respect and I got it. Coming. I'm coming, lady. Starbucks lady. I'm going to be on my best behavior. Might even wear a long sleeve shirt. It'll say Seawolf though. You really want to be my friend? And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'll get back to that story. But If you don't know what I'm talking about, cheers to us. All of us Americans for standing up and not letting them take more and more shit from us. Take. They don't give it back. Abalone season's not coming back. I had a video to show you my last dive up there. We can't take it. I can still film. Abalone on top of abalone on top of abalone. Trophy abalone. 13 inches. Our government lies to us on both sides. And that's the goddamn truth. So when they made a report saying there's a cigarette in there, all right, who am I to say? I wasn't there. Most people don't smoke anymore. If you smoke on that boat, you got to understand. 99% of people don't want to smoke anymore. They vape, okay. Vaping's different. But the smokers are real fucking, they know they're going to die of cancer. And they're so old, they've seen people die, compliments of the brewery. People die of cancer. You ever watch somebody die of cancer and take their last breath? Hold their hand. Don't walk away. Do not bitch out and put them in a home. Here's to my Uncle T. Here you go, brother. Let's cheers each other. That's him. I take him everywhere with me. Anytime I do something really successful, I don't make a big deal about it anymore. I used to. I just put a little bit of him right there. A little bit of him as in Long Beach Harbor. Because that night last Sunday, no, 2 Sundays ago, whenever it was, I don't even know what day we're on. I think we're on, tomorrow's Wednesday, Edible Wednesday. You buy 2, get 1 for $1. Okay. Wow, yeah. People that smoke and have watched people die, that's a tough one. People you love. Now, my uncle wasn't a smoker. But it used to be cool to smoke. I never smoked because I know my personality. Whatever I do 100%. So that's why I never did any real drugs. I tried weed, but it made me paranoid. The edible is good. I just found that out in my 50s. Calms me down. I don't punch people as much. But I'm getting out of the punching thing. I just want to be just a nice person on this earth. So I think this is a good new career for me, social media. And I'm happy to see where it goes. So back to the conception. I have the interview from the FBI because they contacted me, a nice lady. And I have her voicemails. And I gave my honest opinion. I just said it. They were asking me about the incident prior, that one I was just talking about, where they just painted over the burn marks. And if my boy Jeff, I don't know what would happen, but you got to understand, none of us had the cameras. You got to think there was 30 people on that trip, and let's just say 20 of those people had 2 batteries each, because you don't want to miss a dive because your battery died. Now, if you don't buy the regular batteries that have a smart thing in that turns them off when they're done recharging, if you buy the cheaper ones from China, they'll be half off, maybe even more. They don't have that extra thing that tells it to stop charging. So in my opinion only, it wasn't a cigarette. In my opinion, it was those batteries on those felt tables. There's no way a fire can spread that quick and that hot. But everything's old in there. I'm looking around now. I'm the guy. I'll tell you what I did. I had an opener. We had to do it. We had to go down to San Diego. It's a It used to be a dive boat. Now it's a fishing boat. It's called the Horizon out of San Diego. Some landing down there. You guys, all you fishermen probably know it. The shotguns down there. That landing. And the Horizon is a dive boat that goes out to Mexico and puts cages in the water, and you get to watch the great whites come past you. They chum the water, and you can see, almost reach out and touch the great whites. And I looked at that captain. And after this, I bring my own smoke detector and carbon monoxide. I don't know. Fuck if I fucked that up. I got it right over here. I put new batteries in it every time I go. I also carried a Sawzall. You're like, why do you need a Sawzall? How are you going to get the Sawzall? Well, I also had a drill with a fucking hole punch. I told my wife I ain't fucking dying on a fucking dive boat. So if you do a stupid 3 o'clock morning fire drill, I ain't coming up. I'm going out the side. Everybody that knows me knows that I did this. I even have a video because I put it in my bunk room. And I told the captain right off, listen, don't fuck around. Plus we had to wear masks. This was during COVID, right? So now we had to get our temperature checked every day. What if we had COVID? We're out there. It's the dumbest thing ever. Staff had to keep masks on. We're supposed to put masks on between dives. Jesus Christ. What a fun world we live in. I'm not built for that world. My mom's built for that world. And my mom's the sweetest lady ever. And she's a warrior. And it's hard for me to see her scared by the new government. Because they got her algorithm. However they did it, they got her algorithm. I didn't see her for 2 years because of COVID. She stayed and sheltered in place. I'm out there polluting the world. She thought I had COVID every time I came around. Don't come around me, son. I'm too old. It's going to kill me. I said, Mom, I love you. And I got you. So, Mom, if you're watching, I got you. I got you till I can't get you anymore. Now, I'm lucky because I found out that she made a deal with her God. She's religious. And she made a deal with him that she lost one son, or she lost one child. So until my mom dies, since she made this deal with this higher power guy, until she dies, I get to do whatever the fuck I want. I could sit there and look at a great white shark and say, without a cage, and say, get out of here. As soon as my mom dies, fuck, I'm going to put myself in bubble wrap. I'm not. I'm going to live. Because if you're not living, you're dying. And if you're not going out and meeting new people, like I've just met a whole new family. I'm sorry to my old friends that are calling me and are bitching at me because I'm not hanging out with them enough and doing our thing. For me to succeed at this social media, I got to put myself out there and I got to meet great people and I got to have new adventures. And to me, this is living. And if you don't agree with that and you hate me because of it or you're jealous because of it or fuck, you do whatever the fuck you do, that's on you. Look at your own self. And those are there's 5 people I can name right now. I'm not gonna. You're terrible people. And I'm only gonna go forward, and this is actually working. And who knew? And if you think I'm crazy and this weirdo that just talks to tablets, I don't just talk. I back it up. Go watch. Lisa, if you're still here, or Justin, somebody put up Dave's show that I was on. I want it to be the #1 live show that he's done, even though we cussed and drank and it was adult night. Because I got to meet people that I knew their names. I didn't even know their names because I'm kind of illiterate. But when I meet somebody, I know their names. That's just how my brain works. Like, I want to say every time I'm talking about a product like Deckhand Sports bags, I don't know why I have such a mental block. And the reason why is because I have Deer Meat for Dinner bag. This one. I was embarrassed to bring it on the goddamn boat. No reason to bring somebody else's product when there's a great company out there, an American-made company. Thank you, Lisa. Click on that if you guys are watching. Click on that. If I don't have you in the first 10 minutes of that, I'm popping out of a fucking bag with this shark that just got killed, blood everywhere. I'm in a Deckhand Sports there. I don't know if it's their biggest bag. I mean, it was roomy and comfortable in there. Anthony wanted to zip it up and leave me in there for 5 days or 5 hours. So back to the conception, sorry. So my feeling, it's lithium batteries. I also have a buddy, I'm not going to give his name. He works for the LA Fire Department. And his kids' bikes, the batteries, the lithium batteries for those bikes that all of you are riding around on, they weren't even plugged in, they weren't even charging. He's a single dad, so his kids aren't at his house all the time. Had a garage fire. Those are lithium batteries. Unplugged in, uncharging. Now he told me, now I'm paranoid about all my batteries, right? Because we have them for our blowers and our chainsaws and everything else, right? If you have money, buy one of those suppression that they do have on the dive boats now. It's required. I don't know why that's required if it's a cigarette. It is a death box under those boats when you're sleeping down there. It is. At first they said everybody was just carbon monoxide. They went to sleep and everybody was asleep. It's not true. If you read the FBI report, some guy had a cell phone in his hand trying to call out. Burnt into his hand. The plastic was melted into his bony hand. That's the goddamn truth. So thanks for that question. Thanks for letting me get that off my chest. Is it a conspiracy? Okay. Let's just go with what the FBI said. Cigarette in the fucking trash can. Here's where that company fucked up. They did not have a night watchman. And that is, it was just known. The crew works all day long. It's the most craziest job I've ever seen. They don't get paid hardly anything. You have no social life because you just come in, clean the boat. You have 5 hours to go say hi to your loved ones if you have kids. And then boom, you got to be back on the boat for the next people and put your happy face on because we're all happy and ready to go. Oh my God, this is the greatest trip ever. It's Groundhog Day. It's a different breed to be a captain or a deckhand. It is. Even if they don't, even if it's not a dive boat, it's captains. That's why when I met Captain Dave, I'm like, are you really? Nah, you're a fun guy. I was talking to him today. Cheers, brother. Family sued. I got out of that. Man, there's a couple of my buddies that were mad that I was still making videos because I still use the boats. I wanted to support them. I wanted to bring them back from that devastation. And you gotta understand, sisters, mothers, brothers, fathers. And the dive community is a small community, especially if you do what we do, right? So if you're a hunter and you use scuba tanks, you're a cheater to the free divers. Listen, free divers are gods. Leave me the fuck alone. You guys are. I know we threatened each other, and I knew I told you where to show up, and I would kill you, and you would kill me. Those days are over. Now they ask me to come talk at their groups. This is a group that I talked at. You ask, why would I go talk to a free diver, the OC Spiros? Well, here's why. They want to taxidermy lobsters, and I'm good at it. So the guy that said that I don't have art, and the guy that said that I'm crazy, you're right. I'm so crazy in love with what I do that I do this. I take it to 100% sustainability. So fuck off on your 100% sustainability. I do have to take a piss break, but I'm still ready to go. So give me a minute. Let me find out what time dinner is. You guys can listen to the frogs. Country living, bitch. How stupid is that? I tell you guys to listen to the frogs, and then I go pee over by my pond, and they all shut up. They'll be back. You'll hear them. One will croak, the master one, and then they'll all start back. Country living. Sure, I got a toilet in my house closer than it is. I love peeing outside. I don't know. Cheers to us that love to pee outside. Can't hear the frogs? Yeah. Over mine. Fucking Martin, you're a stallion. Piss break. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, that's like one of the biggest things. Everybody asks, do you piss in your wetsuit? Absolutely. Now, if you're on a 3-day trip, your urine will actually start giving you a rash if you don't flush it out. They don't serve asparagus on the dive boats for a reason. Because all those guys that are filling your tanks up, the deckhands and the crew, they don't want to smell you. I've been told that I stunk. What I do is I bring 3 different wetsuits. Now, after I'm done with my wetsuit, I take vinegar and I squirt it in my wetsuit. Otherwise, you're going to break out in these bumps. I don't know what bacteria, and this is island diving. I don't even know what it's like in the harbor. The OC divers, I'm currently in the OC swim. Well, fantastic, homie. Yeah, the main guys, let me park my camper. He said I can. The guy that owns the buildings, God, I wish I knew his name. I'm sorry. He invited me down. I spoke. He said I can feed you pizza and beer, but I can't pay you. I said I don't care. I don't need money. And it was this time last year because I went down. Here. That's the first time I went live. God, I'm glad. And Dave's right, because there was a guy that came to the meeting with his son, right? I think his son was like 6 or 7. And I had a bling chain. you know, I want to entertain when I'm talking, right? I had a bling chain. And this was before I met the saltwater guide people. I would watch Compliments the Brewery. I'd watch Dave's show. But there was a kid and his dad. And his dad came up and he watched my videos, but they're all freedivers, right? I'm like, fuck. I even told my wife, listen, I'm going to LA. These people, I don't know if they're gonna beat me up. We've threatened each other for like 10 years. Not them, but freedivers, right? Because I cheat. And there was a kid I walked in and his dad started talking to me and said, I want to introduce you to my son. And I'm like, oh no. I said, I'm not kid friendly. I've always just put that in my brain, right? And he was looking at me like I was some superstar. And I gave him my chain that I was wearing. And the kid, I was talking, and I have it all on video. It's like an hour and a half. I think it went 2.5 hours. As a matter, yeah, okay. Anyway, I gave the kid my chain, and he's sitting there as I'm talking, and he's looking at it like this. Just amazed. So Dave and Justin and the saltwater crew is absolutely right. For us to have people that want to do this in the future, regardless if you have kids yet or not, you got to get them excited about this. You got to take out the cussing. You do. Because I would cuss at, I have the whole thing recorded. They said I can do whatever I wanted. I get to post things in their group. One guy said, I'm tired of seeing you. And I said, okay. I don't post as much in that group anymore, but when something's good, I post. Because here's the thing. No matter what you do, if you're the best, you have to share your knowledge. And my knowledge was taxidermy. I'm not a taxidermist. I'll give you a number of a taxidermist if you want something taxidermy. Am I good? Oh, I'm the fucking best. Because like you ask, how do you get the meat out? I fucked up so many fucking things. And there I go cussing again. I messed up so... Why do you think I have a parts department? Why do you think somebody, when they call me, said, I have this lobster that I got, but it's missing this leg piece? I said, what leg piece is it? Can you measure the other side? Show me a picture. I go... I said, this looks right. They're like, yeah. I said, just when you get it, I'm going to put it in bubble wrap and send it to you. Just put it in water, it'll come back to life. And it's true, I don't care how old it is. I don't epoxy my parts department until it's ready to be parts. And I was looking at that little kid, and he was so proud. And I see his dad when he comments, and I know who his dad is by his handle, his Instagram name. And then I went from there and I met Justin for the first time in the parking lot where Justin's boat is. I paid for parking for the day. And I just wanted to do a meet and greet with Justin. And I gave him a taxidermy lobster. One that I messed up with, the leg was ridiculous. There's one that has like the wrong leg upside down. I'm like, oh, you can have this one. I said, all I require is you put it on your live show. He did better. He took it to the PCS show. When I went and walked by their booth last year, I wasn't ready to meet Dave yet. And Dave, listen, that's not the time to meet Dave. Dave has to talk to everybody, plus he has his family there supporting him, but Dave needs to reach out and meet new people. This is his moment. Went to the show. I met his wife. She was hiding behind a pillar with a microphone. She was supposed to be out in the crowd. Kelly was just this... I said, are you Kelly? She goes, yeah. I said, why are you hiding behind a pillar? She goes, I don't want to be recognized. I'm like, huh? It's almost like my wife, right? I got the hottest wife out there. Put a bikini on her with some fucking on the boat with lobster. Jesus, my algorithm is gonna go way the fuck up. Everybody's like, just use your wife. I'm like, try. No can do. Now, I'm not comparing myself to Nate. I think we've had similar lives. I think he had a good dad and my dad was good. My dad had to protect me, and he also had to train me to be a man. So if your kid does have a speech impediment, or he's in the slower classes, I don't know. Bullying's out. In my day, you were bullied or you were a bully. Those are your two choices. I wasn't bullied. I didn't raise my son not to be as dominant as me. So now when it comes time to do what's right by not taking money from his grandpa because he bought him a house, allegedly, to not talk to me. And this is not allegedly. He paid my daughter's college. And she didn't have to get a job while she was doing it. Long as she didn't talk to me. She put it in a letter to me. We still had a great relationship for a year and a half after that. Because I said, who cares? This guy wants to act this way, let him act this way. I got you. I got you, baby girl. Man. Those are real narcissists. Or they're not. Maybe I'm the crazy one. Cheers. Anyway, so I was able to talk at their event. I met the kid, and I had so much fun talking that the guy that runs the group kicked us out because he had to leave. He works like an 18-hour day, and I sat out in the parking lot with 4 guys, and there's a guy that is known as the best freediver in that group. He's just a little guy. And they all told me where the big bugs were. They were just telling me. I know where they're at. I'm just not from that area. Then I went and met Justin the next day. And then the guy that I built these chains for that I need to bring down there Thursday to give them to him. And then I'm going to go diving Thursday night. I don't know, I'll make my way back home or I'll go hoop netting again. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Or I might even dive on Friday. I can travel with 7 bugs legally. I don't have a multi-day pass, so I can't have 14. I could if I wanted to, but then you're running your mouth online, and since I yelled at the staff at Sacramento, it's funny, I'm in a group text with a whole bunch of people that, and one guy said, oh, well, and I remember Justin saying, Brent, the one guy said, you don't have to worry, you're just a private citizen. I've been in an investigation 5 times for doing nothing, but I wear a GoPro on my helmet.
You're still on?
I'm still on, I'm having fun.
Oh, well, dinner's about to be ready.
Like 5 minutes?
Yeah.
I'm going to wrap this up in 5 minutes. I wear a GoPro on my head. I'm the only guy that has video of 2 game wardens coming underwater. They were free diving 60 feet down. One guy I knew was there. It's on a video. And when I was under investigation, the guy that was investigating me says, we don't like to be filmed underwater. I said, I don't give a fuck. Like, who the fuck are you to tell me I can't do my thing? Now, you don't want to be on their radar ever. Hello, Penelope. Hi, little girl. You want to say hi? Come here. Come here. Come here. Did you see the shark's tail? Come here. I know that's scary. Come here. Come here. Can Daddy have a hug? She doesn't like the shark's tail. All right, go back inside. Mom's gonna feed you. Back then, I didn't care. And then I wanted to be off their radar. And I made a video. It was a lobster closer. And I'm not going to put the video back up, but I mean, if they come to my house, fuck it. Let's play. You want to play? Remember, I got the not only the FBI that I'm talking about voicemail. I also have the game warden's voicemail that said I can do what I did. They had me on 5 charges. They were so sure of themselves, they made my buddy shut down his dive shop because he gave me lobsters too to release back into the open. Monterey Bay Aquarium had a big deal about it. You can go back. It's still that one I took down out of respect for what they asked me to, because I gave people wrong information. Here's what I learned. The big ones, when you get to be the best, you have so many of them, you throw them back into the MPA. Okay? Hypothetically. That's what we hypothetically used to do. It's illegal. It's illegal to take them out. I get it. It's illegal to take a lobster that you respect and put in the middle of the MPA, not like at the edges, and say, go live the rest of your life. Or if anybody ever dives here, they're only going to be taking pictures. It's illegal to throw back into an MPA. That's when I knew the world was crazy. I said, for real? That's what you want to write me a ticket for? Putting back into an MPA? Anyway, it's family time. Dinner time. Thank you all for the love and support. If you want, you can go back to all my YouTube videos and watch them, or don't. I'm gonna break them all up. I pulled that one down. I pulled a whole bunch. I pulled down 70% because I had music in it. I didn't care about monetization, and I didn't care. Now I care. Now I want to act right. I won't let the government tell me what I can and can't do, though. Fuck that. I'll stop cussing a little bit more. Hopefully we get some kids involved in fishing, diving, going out instead of being on a tablet. Young dads, get out there. You don't have to be a diver. Go find somebody like Justin or Pablo or Captain Al. Use them. They want to be used and they want to make money. And take your kids with you. That's all I can say. Take your kids with you. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for the support. Follow me on all social media, CWolf13. If you want to buy merch, CWolf13.net. Peace out, everybody.